Hey guys, a long time no talk. I am back to bring you a new video. I have been, guess you can say, on sabbatical or whatever you want to call it for the last year and a half, but I have checked back on my YouTube channel and you guys seem to really been liking the videos. I can't believe that one of them has 60,000 views. You guys have all subscribed to me. I have like 1,500 of you, and that's really just shown me how much you guys appreciate the stuff I do, and that makes me appreciate you guys in return, and makes me want to make more videos. So this is going to be a short little video just on some questions that you've been asking me. I want to answer those, give some explanations to whatever questions you guys have, and we can get started right now. First question was, what size violin should I buy when I'm starting to play? And that's kind of a difficult question to answer, but there are some basic guidelines I can give you. I would say anyone over 5 feet tall should probably have a full-size violin, and when you're looking online, that's the 4/4 size. It means a full size. And the way you can test to make sure that the violin is the right size for you is by taking it. Because really, if you're shopping online, you really should definitely go to a store and at least size yourself first, and then come back and you'll know what size you are to order offline. But in general terms, the violin should be up to your wrist. So if you can see right here, if you can put your arm out all the way, I'm a big dude, so you know it goes. My wrist and my arm goes a little farther than the violin, as you can see here. But you want the violin for a full size to at least come to your wrist. If you're playing and it's like here on your hand, that's still too small. You probably want a 3/4, and if it's even smaller than that, you want a half size. But I can't imagine any adult really needing a violin that small. So pretty much, as long as the violin comes up to your wrist, that's really all you need to do. Anything bigger than that is too big for you. Alright, the next question I had from you guys was about the bow and how to store the bow and how tight you should tighten the bow when you're playing. So as you can see here, I have the bow. You can see the bow hair is very loose. This is how you want the bow to be when you put it in the case. And you want there to be, you want it to arch and kind of warp right there in the middle. And when you go to play, you want to tighten it to right about here. So as you can see, there's about a 1/2 inch in between the wood and the hair, and there's a nice curve to it. If I know I've seen some newbies tighten it up so the bow's totally straight across like that. I hope you can see that. You don't want that. You want there to be a slight arch, but you don't want the hairs to be loose at the same time, because then you're not going to get any friction on the strings, and then you're not going to get any sound. Alright guys, so the next question I had was about tuning and how to tune correctly, because I know sometimes your violin goes out of tune and then you don't know if the string's in tune, so you don't know if the rest of what you're playing is in tune, and it just gets into a circle of problem. But it's better than nothing, so you guys can use this to your advantage when you're trying to tune, and after this I'll show you how to tune professionally. So, to start off, here you go. You always want to start with your A string first. So there's your A. Then you want to do your D string. Now your G string. Not your underwear. And lastly, your E string. You want to do the E string last because it's the most sensitive and the most one likely to go out of tune once you do tune it. So if you tune your E string first and you tune the rest of them, your E string might go out, so you always want to do it last. So here's your E string for you. So from now on, if you guys ever need to tune your violin, just come back to this video, skip to this section, and you can tune your violin from that sound. Alright, the next thing I want to talk to you guys about are just the basic notes on the violin. But there are a lot of notes on the violin, I'll tell you that. There are a lot of notes. And for you beginners, I'm just going to go through the basic G to G progression. This is a G major scale. And as we all know, the first and lowest string on the violin is a G string. Again, not the underwear. So you have your G string. And in the musical alphabet, you have these notes: A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So G to G on the violin is this right here. There you have it. That's a G major 2-octave scale. There's your first octave. Your next one is this G that I'm on right now to the next G. And that's the second octave. That's what we call them 2-octave scales. An octave is just a series of 8 notes. So that's it. So I'm going to switch a little closer so you can see this. When you're doing a G major scale, there's different spacings that you'll want to do with the fingers. So for G, they're called half steps and whole steps in music theory, but we're not going to get into that right now. We're going to simplify that even more, and we're just going to call them fingers together or fingers apart. So to start off, on the G string, you want, that's a G, then you have A, then you have B, which is going to be a space apart. You can see that there's a space between this finger and this finger, so you want a space there. So now you want the fingers close together for B to C. So you can see right there I have a space, and then my fingers are close together, and that's how you really get the perfect sound. Now, going on to the D string. Then there's another space, and now it's a space, or there's a fingers together section. So it's pretty much the same thing, the same pattern for the G and the D string on the G major scale. So next we're going to go to the A string. So you have the A. This is where it gets a little different. Now you're going to have the fingers together first. Fingers together, space. And then the last section is, again, fingers together first. And then you guys can do it backwards and go down the scale. If you guys want to practice that over and over and over again until you get it down and you're going, it'll be perfect. It makes doing anything just really, really easy. And the patterns are not just on the scale, they're everywhere. So you'll do these different spacings in anything you play. The last question I had was on vibrato. Vibrato is a very fancy accent that one can do on the violin when they're playing a long, and not even a long, some people can do it on a very, very fast note. But basically, vibrato is when you take any finger, first, second, third, or fourth, and wiggle it back and forth on the string. Here's a note without vibrato. Here's a note with vibrato. So it's pretty much just a very fancy way of accenting a note you want to sound beautiful. To start off, pretty much you just have to pick any finger, So to start off with vibrato, you want to put your finger down on the string, and wiggle it back and forth very slowly. And then gradually get faster. A little fast. And a little fast. And that's all vibrato is. That's how I learned it. I would do scales with just playing vibrato that slow, so. If you're a beginner, don't worry about it at first. You really want to make sure you're getting a right sound and you're playing the right notes, because vibrato, what you're doing is you're taking the note and you're instantaneously making it sharp and then flat. So here's the note the right way. This is a C. With vibrato, you hear that? You made it sharp, and then you go down. And you go back to the middle. So vibrato, that's vibrato in very slow motion. And if you do it while you're beginning to play the violin, it's going to be really confusing, and you really want to solidify what the notes sound like without vibrato. That's why you don't see me doing it when I usually give my tutorials. So I don't have much else for you guys today. I have a list here. I want to read them off to you. Easy songs to teach you guys on violin. Here's a list of songs I got for you. First one would be Jingle Bells, because Christmas is coming up in a few months. Then Silent Night, which is one of my favorites. And then just have a couple more things that I think would be really nice. You Are My Sunshine, My Only Sunshine. There's a classic. It makes everyone happy. Hedwig's theme from Harry Potter is very simple. And it's just fun to play. It feels really cool once you can get it done and you can actually play it. And then the last one is Amazing Grace. And I've said these in easiest to hardest. So Jingle Bells is the easiest. Amazing Grace would probably be the hardest song you guys would learn so far. It's an intermediate level violin song. So let me know what you think of those options. And please comment below if you have any other requests. If you guys want to look up how to play your favorite pop song on YouTube on the violin, there's definitely videos up there on YouTube for it, and you can definitely find a couple really good ones. I'm just here to teach you guys the basics. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I answered some really important questions you guys have. Keep leaving me comments, suggestions on songs you guys want to learn. I'll be bringing you another scale next week, probably A major. We'll just probably go up the scale. And I'm really happy you guys appreciate all the stuff I'm doing. It really hits me right here in the heart. I really appreciate it. I have been at school to teach music, and I wasn't really digging it. And I love to privately teach, and this is pretty much me privately teaching to you guys. And it's something I really love and I really enjoy. And I really appreciate all the support you guys have given me over the last couple of years. And I'll bring you guys some new videos soon. I hope you're all well, and see you later.